extra mile. Oh, you know, I feel like. Because imagine it where you have a monstrology system where you can go ahead and control, or you know, make your custom fights more custom than this. You know, here's an assortment of bosses and mobs, whatever, in Monster Dome. Like you can customize like cheats and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like take one cheat from you and put it at you, or have cheats on and off, and or make it where like we get more drops or something, or I don't know. Like part of this is kind of meant to the mentality of a custom. Like imagine that with the idea of having it where you can customize the rules of your battles, so you can test yourself and or have it where you make the hardest battle ever that challenges people to play and makes sense in terms of like being something that's hard and can be solved if you take a if you really investigate it and do your best to work on it to win the battle. Like it isn't cheap in certain aspects that seem super unfair. I don't know. Like think of it as like how like a raid boss. Think of it like that.
Do you have your sound on?
Fully. I don't know.
Okay, here. I'll show you, I'll have you listen to Andrea's stuff. You ready?
Let me try this. That's not.
Okay. Ready?
It's on that.
Thank you for the follow. Her favorite, I would probably, if I had to remember from memory, it'd probably be the guitar.
Interesting. Well, the joys of that now. Okay. And Star Wars Imperial March. Okay, I guess that's cool.
Yeah, she really likes converting over sheet music.
She's a music person, I guess?
Yes. The only thing that she wishes is that you could hold down the keys. Because you can...
I always imagine these things just being like, this is something they put in for fun, but then they didn't realize that people actually would care to use them.
Yeah.
Like, that's my type of thing. They put the idea, then they almost never come back to it, or like look at Derby.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably almost never gotten an update.
Yeah, they haven't added any new maps, have they?
No.
Yeah.
It's, I think, the same as day one.
Okay.
I don't know.
Also, another thing, okay, like, so how many keys are on a piano, like a regular piano? Isn't it like 50-something?
I don't know. I'm not a music person.
Okay. Well...
Full instrument person to...
I'd really like it if they made... I don't even care if it costs only crowns, and it's a lot of crowns. Like, nothing, obviously, like, too ridiculous.
I don't worry, people will buy it anyways.
I want them to make a very intricate piano that you can hold down the keys on. It looks fantastic, give it... You appreciate the Sherlock music. Me too. That you can hold down, it'll hold it. I feel like there could be an algorithm, because, like, whenever you hold down spacebar, does it really keep on tracking your motion, kind of like a joystick? Probably not. It probably registers the one, and then it keeps on going.
The thing is, the engine can find well, the thing is that's not hard because that's already part of the engine.
Yeah.
So I mean, they just have to go ahead and keep track of more things, but like, not. We're not talking like making it where spells are dynamic or like they. Let's just say let's just introduce like what I did.
Mm-hmm.
A way to in ranked PvP you can ban a spell.
Mm-hmm.
In a certain pool, like like I said, it can't be blades, and let's just say it can't be something that's like essentially like blades. Let's just say blades are allowed. Let's just say everything else is fair game. Each player has the ability to ban one spell. What this means is, so you don't know who your player. Well, let's just say you can ban one spell. So let's just say you ban Juju and the other person bans Guardian Spirit. If any of the players have those cards in their deck, it will make it where the card either doesn't show up at all in the deck, or the card is grayed out. So it's like, oh hey, it's just gonna waste space. But technically, that's not that bad because you use that to discard items. But then
Yeah.
if you have TCs of that, and that kind of screws you over. But then again, that's how the ban card thing. Now that would be much harder to do because that doesn't exist in the game, and that's something they have to figure out how to make it work and get through the quirks, because you can imagine the issues that may arise, and considering the problems of when they modify the battle system and the interesting quirks that happens. I'm looking at you, reshuffle changes. And by the way, reshuffle in my opinion should have stayed the same.
Yeah, it should. Like, I don't like how it is right now.
Like the issue is old reshuffle was good. Well, the reason why old reshuffle is really good is because you can do something called fast shuffle, which basically means you can multiply your cards, you can grow your deck to what you need in your battle. Which, keep in mind, this is technically an advanced PvP strat. Most people didn't use it or care about it, but I did. I care. I mean, to be fair, that also makes it where balance is really OP, but then it also makes it where people that have balance mastery, especially at lower levels, or even at higher levels, like for certain classes, it was to a point where it's really, really strong to have balance mastery because you can do fast shuffle for wizards, and this made it where you had pretty much almost ultimate control of your deck. Like, there's some crazy things fast shuffle can do. Because you're like, okay, I need more shields against this opponent. It's a storm or something, or like you would go and enchant your cards or whatever, and then you just start doing shield and filling yourself up, and then you reshuffle early, and then you go ahead and and the best part about what was before is because you can get to see a sense of how the pattern works. So you get to know exactly when your cards come up in the right places, and like there's certain things that like come from the pattern, and then they just broke it.
yeah.
That caused other issues. Like I feel like here's my thing. Like I felt like with the bugs that it caused for them to when they changed reshuffle, and they were bad because it made it where like a lot of weird things happened in the game, not just in PvP but in PvE as well. Just like odd behavior for months. They could have just went, you know what, screw it, we're reverting this change, we're gonna go ahead and spend less dev time on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. They change it and went through the pain, and then they realize that it's bad, but then they're like, well, we're not going to go back on the decision. Now, the reason why they probably did care about that and said it was a bug, which, but bugs can be good because there's good intended bugs like the glitching in houses.
Yeah, I love house glitching.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, it's a sad change it really is. I don't know.
Right now I went over to my do you see the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went over to my botanical garden house. I'm gonna build a maze.
Oh,
and this maze, I'll use it later. And I'm gonna put tag in it.
enjoy.
Do you like tag?
No.
No? You don't like...
I mean, do you mean in real life or in the game?
Like in the game, you could have tag.
I don't play it in the game. Well, thing is, the housing activities for me are mainly a bit too silly. But then again, I'm not really that much of a fan of most of the game's side activities, other than the I don't know, like. Well, housing, I'm not really a creative person, so eh. And the games, it's like there's only a certain amount of fun you can have with them, you know.
Yeah.
Like, like because like it gets repetitive, or it gets to a point where it's like, is this for me? No. Like the thing I like about the game is it's a card game that's an MMO that has stats and all sorts of shenanigans that goes along with it. It's a system that if you imagine, like I grew up with, let's just say, watching Yu-Gi-Oh and seeing all the other card games and Magic and whatnot happening, and you see all those card games, and then you see a MMO that like is really hype, and it's like, oh hey, it's an MMO but a card game.
Yeah.
I mean, that that's like 90% of the reason why I play the game. Well,
Do you
10% pets.
And
No,
you
no.
said that you don't do pirate?
Well, I have a pirate that's in like the end of Cool Ranch, but like I've been lazy to quest them up.
I was gonna say, if you want, depending on where you're at in Cool Ranch, I think one of my pirates is
I'm
kind
like
of close.
in the ghosty area.
I know where you're at. Okay. I think I just got done with that area.
Isn't like the endish of Cool Ranch ish, but I don't know much about Cool or pirate in general.
Same. I don't know that much about pirate either. If you would,
Like,
if you want to join later, you can. I'm gonna be.
Well, I would have to buy a membership for that.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Yeah. I wonder though, would more people play if Wizard and Pirate membership were linked? I wonder.
I feel like, okay, so like the universe's timeline is really messed up.
It's basically they were trying to do things and then they realized they messed it up. So the problems is it's like either there's temporal rips that you're entering and leaving, or places are time locked and you just got in and out somehow, but other people can't.
Okay, honestly though, I feel like this will seem like a complete, like, overused thing. Just come up with, like, a thought process with it that can make the timelines work with Magic. Because, like, think about it. You could have, like...
Well, just look at Doctor Who.
Yeah. There's a crap ton of stuff in Doctor Who. Like, I'm a huge, like, nerd.
I can tell.
Yeah, I love Doctor Who. I love Sherlock. All that sorts of stuff. Whenever I saw the 5 boxes event, I was about to die.
So it's like, hey, they got a model of the TARDIS. Woo! I mean, a little inaccurate. Well, technically it doesn't matter because the TARDIS can rearrange itself.
Yeah.
It's a...
honestly, whenever I first saw the Professor, I really wanted a quest that involved him, and then they finally gave one out, and I was like, yes, thank you.
I wonder what BBC thinks.
BBC don't gotta find out.
Well, I mean, they have, since, they're a company, they have to do things legally.
Yeah, I know.
Even if they use a parody name, because it's like, they will find out one way or another.
Have you been keeping up with Doctor Who, or have you ever even watched it?
No, I don't know. I've watched every episode of the 2005 series to now.
Do you like Peter Capaldi? Like, I've been really enjoying Peter Capaldi. A lot of people are like, oh no, he's so old. And I'm like, honestly, I think he's really genuinely funny, and...
He grew on me, but that's with every Doctor, though, because it's like... David Tennant I really do miss still. I don't know, like, that Doctor had, a lot of screen time.
Yeah, the 10th?
That's the issue, yeah.
Yeah, people grew really attached to him, and you could tell that David Tennant, was aging.
I mean, both of them had a quality to them. Like, David Tennant had, like, let's just say, like, 2 points extra. But Matt Smith wasn't half bad either.
Yeah, personally, I really liked the story with Eleven and River.
Oh, boy.
I liked the idea of, like, this child of the TARDIS, but she's really...
But
like,
she's screwed by time travel itself.
Yeah.
It's like, It's like